Part 35. Becoming the Richest by Farming. Author, Gumu Shuang. Chapter 341. Yingwan has now revealed her identity, and the program is still recorded as before. The staff told her that the person who came this time was a good friend of Lin Mei's circle, who was not a pure entertainment circle person because she was in the art circle. She was an artist who painted, but her personality was quite cheerful, so she was invited by Lin Mei. Otherwise, it would be even more inappropriate for a dull painter to have no topics to talk about on the show. The painter's name is Shen Shiken, who is a good friend of Lin Mei, but she has been abroad and just came back recently. She only came to visit for a week. In fact, after Yingwan revealed her identity, her live broadcast was very interesting, but the process still had to be followed. After knowing Shen Shiken's information, Yingwan said that she knew it. There is no need for special treatment, anyway, Lin Mei will handle it when the time comes. Lin Mei also called her, Wan, my friend named Shen will come over then, is it okay? Yingwan, of course it's okay. Lin Mei breathed a sigh of relief and said, I'm afraid you don't like outsiders. Shiken has a good temper and doesn't have much to do. Others don't have time now, so she is the most suitable. Yingwan just said faintly. Lin Mei still had to shoot a movie, so she briefly told her about Shen Shiken and hung up the phone. Yingwan didn't care who came. After finishing her work in the capital, she was still busy with her own things in the countryside as usual. Winter is coming soon, and she started to stock up some things she likes, so that when it's too cold in winter, she doesn't need to go out. If there is anything that she is like ordinary people, it is that she is lazy in winter. In the past, when it was cold, she liked to stay in the laboratory and didn't come out. Now that it's cold, she wants to stay in her own home and doesn't want to go out. She also declined the invitation of others to invite her to spend the New Year this year. She had no concept of celebrating the Chinese New Year in her previous life. When she was busy, she would not observe any festivals. After she was done with her work, she would occasionally call her grandfather. It was a little regrettable that, except when she was a child, she had never spent a good Chinese New Year with her grandfather. Knowing that she would retire this year, many elders invited her to celebrate the Chinese New Year at home, including Xian Lanyi. But she didn't want to go anywhere. Even without her grandfather, Huiyang village was still her hometown in her memory, and she liked to stay here. It was good to be alone, and she would not feel lonely. She came back from the field after taking care of Wan Langxiang, and Xiao He followed her around. She saw Si Lu standing outside her fence gate, looking worried, looking at the ground, and seemed not to notice Yingwan coming back. He only needed to walk a distance forward to see Yingwan in the field, so it was a bit puzzling that he was here now. Yingwan walked back and said strangely, "Do you have something to ask me?" Although he didn't leave, he had a legitimate reason to look for Yingwan every time, and he rarely came to look for Yingwan in his spare time. This is why Yingwan didn't resist him. At least he knew when to advance and retreat. I was just thinking. He looked up at Yingwan, the smile on his lips seemed a little lazy. If I talk to you about this, will it seem inappropriate? When have you ever talked about something that was appropriate? Yingwan walked around him and opened her door, and her words were merciless. Si Lu was not angry, but just laughed softly. My birthday is coming soon, I don't plan to go back to the capital. Becoming the Richest by Farming. Author, Gumu Shuang. Chapter 342. Yingwan looked back at him in surprise. Will your father agree if you don't go back? Si Lu's birthday is not just a casual one. Usually this time is the best time for business communication. Si Lu sent birthday invitations during the years when she was busiest, but she never went. Why would he disagree? Si Lu crossed his arms. It's not like I have nothing to do here. He deliberately brought this up to the front. obviously not to show that he would not go back to the capital. Yingwan understood it immediately. Last time Hua Huanyan's birthday, she made dinner for him. It was hard to refuse. She thought about it and said, I won't make it complicated. I just like to come normally. At most, I will make 2 more dishes. She didn't want to bother anyone. You know I never pick and choose. Seeing that she agreed, Si Lu's lips raised happily, just agree. When they were talking, they were seen again. After all, the people from the program team were back now. When a staff member saw Si Lu, he remembered that he also saw Si Lu at Lawrence's live broadcast that day. He couldn't help but sigh, geniuses are surrounded by geniuses. This young master appeared during Lawrence's live broadcast. How great would it be if he agreed to show up in our program group? The topic alone is awesome. The program group didn't expect to dig out Yingwan, a treasure. Now, relying on Yingwan's topic, the program has been highly discussed online. If Yingwan's love affair is added, don't think about showing up or not. To be honest, I don't know who to envy between the 2 of them. You say you envy Yingwan, who is so handsome, rich and handsome and also super outstanding. But I also envy him. What virtue and ability is there? A genius girl. People like them should pay the most attention to their status. Yingwan's status is so strong, and marrying her will increase their face. You only know how to gain face, but you don't allow people to really like it. We have been recording the program for so long. This young master has been here. I don't know if he has caught up with her. After all, they can still see whether he has caught up with her or not. Most of Yingwan's interactions with him were indifferent, and they didn't socialize often. They basically saw everything they could see. Both sides seemed to be in a polite stage. As expected, the love of geniuses is extraordinary. They, a group of ordinary people, would be dizzy immediately no matter which of them fell in love. Don't discuss it. The female director heard their conversation when she passed by and said coldly, aren't you afraid of causing trouble? The academician dared to discuss it, he was really brave. The others stuck out their tongues, pushed each other and went to do their own things. The female director looked at Yingwan and Si Lu, with a serious expression on her face, thinking silently in her heart, she didn't know when she could catch up. Yingwan went into the yard, and when Si Lu walked in, Xiaohei outside didn't know whether he was brave or felt that Si Lu was too familiar, sticking out his tongue and pretending to pounce twice. He walked through the mud and couldn't clean his claws before entering the house, so he pounced on Si Lu's trouser legs. The black pants immediately left 2 obvious mud paw prints, and Si Lu's face froze almost instantly. Yingwan turned around and saw Si Lu's face was a little gloomy, and then he saw the freshly baked dirty marks. After all, it was Yingwan's dog, so Si Lu was embarrassed to say it, but Yingwan scolded him coldly, Xiaohei. Xiaohei probably knew that he had made a mistake, squatted down on the spot, and looked at Yingwan pitifully. I was not feeling well these 2 days, so I updated less, and I will continue to update more tomorrow. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Becoming the Richest by Farming. Author, Gu Mushuang. Chapter 343. Xiaohei has never been taught a lesson by Yingwan. But there's something wrong with the act of attacking someone. Although he's familiar with it, Yingwan also knows how serious Si Lu's misophobia is. Seeing the patient look on the other person's face, she sighed and said, go back and change it, I'll teach it a lesson. Xiaohei is a little local dog. He was brought to his doorstep by himself and he has not been trained much, but he has always been very obedient. In fact, it is not a big problem to attack people, but I am afraid that Xiaohei will scare others when he attacks others unconsciously. It would be bad if the reflex was kicked. After all, not everyone likes dogs. Sci-Lu felt that he had to be polite at this time, and his tone was very gentle. I am not as knowledgeable as a dog. Yingwan, don't you feel uncomfortable looking at this mark? Sci-Lu. He looked down and felt an inexplicable blockage in his heart. People with severe mysophobia were like this. He couldn't stand it, so Sci-Lu turned around and went back to change. When Yingwan saw that he was gone, he reached down and grabbed Xiao Hei's neck, picked him up and went to wash his paws. Don't go out after washing. You're dirty, so don't attack others. She also doesn't like having dirty things on her body, but Xiao Hei never pounces on her. She doesn't know why he pounced on Silu today. She has to get rid of this bad habit. Xiao Hei was carried by it to wash his paws, and he looked very honest with his neck curled up, not daring to make any mistakes. I don't know if he understood. So in the next few days, Yingwan was busy training the dog at home. Having these things to do made her life more fulfilling. Mentally, I am not as nervous as before. After all, I have to do experiments anytime and anywhere. Now that I am relaxed and have something to do, life like this is actually quite good. Soon, the third live broadcast was about to begin, but Lin Mei rushed back the night before. She was so tired that she had a headache when she entered the village. She was too busy. Nowadays, in addition to filming, she occasionally has to deal with some announcements and advertisements, as well as various promotional activities. This is because she has tried her best to compress most of her announcements. After all, after Yingwan became famous, there were so many people looking for her, resources flew in like snowflakes, and she became more and more famous. You must know that although Lin Mei used to belong to the Lin family, few big names directly like her, because her qualifications are not enough, and big names are realistic. What they want is popularity and reputation. Lin Mei is not the most popular one at the moment, so she naturally looks for her. There are few people. After Yingwan's identity was revealed, Lin Mei was the one who benefited most. She is very aware of this, so Su Xiao is extremely careful when selecting resources for her. Any resources that affect reputation or have additional risks will be rejected. I'm afraid it will affect Yingwan's reputation. The Lin family has been involved in Yingwan's case because of her brother's affairs. Now some people are questioning whether her sister has known about these people who deliberately approached Yingwan. No matter how she explains, people will gossip all kinds of things. It's better to work hard to be yourself. Just really tired. After coming back, she saw Yingwan teasing Xiao Hei leisurely in the yard with a piece of homemade pastry in her hand. Lin Mei was jealous with envy. It's great. You are raising dogs, growing flowers, and cooking in the countryside now. It's leisurely and beautiful, fulfilling, awesome. Yingwan raised her eyelids and smiled meaningfully. You can do it too. Lin Mei sighed, I know how much I weigh. You will quit after you become famous. I have become so popular because of you, so of course I have to work hard. Becoming the Richest by Farming. Author, Gu Mushuang. Chapter 344. She did not deny that she relied on Yingwan. After all, if you hold someone close to you, you are a close friend. This person is her sister, and she is lucky that she is her biological sister. Lin Mei only thinks that she is lucky. The vortex of the Lin family earlier made her deeply trapped. She had dreamed countless times that Yu Wenzi would see her efforts. It was not until things hit her one after another that she realized how realistic the Lin family was. Sometimes it was not the doubts from the depths of Su Xiao and outsiders' souls, but Lin Mei's true doubts, why they are all of the same blood, but the difference can be so big. Yingwan's calmness and intelligence are not without the teachings of her grandfather, but some things are deeply rooted in her genes after all, but Yingwan does not have any bad habits of the Lin family. Perhaps it is not a problem of bad habits. Even Lin Mei herself knows very well that, Apart from the selfishness in her bones, the Lin family at least puts on a standard and harmonious appearance outside. If it were not for the fact that Lin Baojun's affairs were too realistic and tore the false appearance of the Lin family, many people would think that Yu Wenza was such a rich lady. As a wealthy family, how could the Lin family favor boys over girls so seriously? Yingwan heard Lin Mei's words and smiled faintly, as if to give affirmation. Some things do require hard work to gain results. Lin Mei nodded, and then mentioned something, with some doubts. I have to tell you something about Grandpa. Yingwan touched Xiao Hei's dog head. What is it? Lin Mei was puzzled and said, Grandpa said that he would transfer the company to me, and they don't plan to come back. I don't quite understand. He clearly knows that it was me who transferred him to the hospital, which made my father so anxious now, and he still wants to hand over Lin's to me. I don't quite understand. It's obvious that selling it would be better, and their company didn't collapse. She is not interested in inheriting it either. Yingwan paused. Do you agree? Lin Mei hesitated and shook her head. I think there is a problem. Of course there is a problem. Yingwan smiled particularly clearly this time. Lin's recent turmoil can be sold, but it involves many shareholders, so it is not so easy to sell. Many things are intertwined. Lin Grue doesn't have so much time. Borrowing money is different. Use the name of Lin to borrow a huge sum of money from the bank, and then borrow from other people. With some secret operations, Lin will become an empty shell. You will inherit it, but when Lin can't pay the money back, guess who to find? After all, Yingwan didn't do anything to Lin. The current situation of Lin Grue and shareholders targeting each other is that Lin is still running well, but if Lin suddenly borrows money, it will be different. And in the case that Lin has no previous record of violations, the bank is quite quick to approve the loan. Lin Mei. Her face turned pale. She didn't experience much at home, and didn't know that it could be operated this way. That's impossible. I haven't heard that my dad is helping people borrow money. Yes. Yingwan said calmly, a few days ago, Lin applied for a technology-related research loan, the kind supported by the state. The amount is 1.5 billion, and the bank happened to be under Wantang. The person in charge felt something was wrong. The information was passed to Bai Ya, but he didn't do anything. Do you think Lin really wants to develop technology? Lin Mei's face was still pale, but she was shocked again when she heard it. Wantang actually has a bank under its umbrella. How rich is her sister? Yingwan. She really didn't pay attention to the point. I still felt a little uncomfortable in the afternoon, but now I'm basically fine. I will definitely update more from tomorrow to make up for it. Sorry everyone. Since I can't stabilize the time, I won't say what time, and try to update it as early as possible. Becoming the Richest by Farming. Author, Gu Mushuang. Chapter 345. Yingwan's explanation was downplayed. I happened to acquire a company when I started my business before. Of course, banks will also have bankruptcy problems, and they are not state-owned. They were acquired by chance at that time. Lin Mei. She felt that she really knew too little. As long as the word bank is attached to it, there will definitely be a lot of money, not to mention Yingwan and the entire Wantang group. Lin Mei felt dizzy when she thought that she was just a teenager when she started her own business, and now she has developed a majestic business empire. The gap between people is sometimes so big that it's ridiculous. After Lin Mei sighed, she instantly thought of Lin Jiangguo's sinister intentions and couldn't help but complain, what he wants is really beautiful. The money was loaned away, and the company was left to Lin Mei. The mess left after that was all Lin Mei's fault. If Lin Mei had not entered the entertainment industry, she might actually have taken over this mess. Whether it's beautiful or not is secondary. Yingwan smiled lightly and said, I think it will be left to you sooner or later. Lin Grue won't be able to stay in the country for long. Regardless of the reason for the loan, Lin Jiarui is now struggling in China. So what if he has Lin Jiangguo's guidance? Lin Jiangguo has only recovered from the surgery. Whether his condition is good or not is another matter. His physical failure is a real problem for shareholders. Most people must have other thoughts now, and Yingwan's incident has dealt a huge blow to Lin. Although she has a very famous granddaughter, she has no intention of returning to the Lin family. In addition, Lin Baojun's incident has also harmed Yingwan's reputation. Now there are people above who have great opinions on Lin's enterprise. Some people who get the news naturally want to throw the hot potato out of your hand. The future is uncertain. What if someone takes action against Lin's company? The harder Lin's stock price falls, the greater the loss. Lin Mei frowned. I won't take over. Even if they go bankrupt or something, they will still be rich. They are just the Lin family. Speaking of this, she sneered twice, it's really okay. They are a family. If something happens, they will think of me. Now that Lin Mei mentioned this matter, she didn't feel anything at all, because she couldn't be more chilled. Yingwan nodded, you can figure it out yourself. After all, it was Lin Mei's own business. No matter what Lin Jiarui did, the worst possible outcome would be to sell the Lin family or let the Lin family go on like this. Bankruptcy would be a matter of time. Without Lin Jiangguo's help, he is really a loser. It was too late now. Lin Mei and Yingwan said something and asked her to go in and rest before it was too late. She herself had to make some preparations tomorrow morning because Shen Shiken was coming. Yingwan nodded and went in to rest. Early the next morning, she got up early as usual. When she got up, she heard Lin Mei answering the phone in a daze, her voice a little shrill, you're trying to kill yourself by calling me so early. Last time you still have to talk about the plane. Obviously they have a good relationship, otherwise Lin Mei would not show such a fierce side. The person who called her was Shen Shiken, her good friend. With a sleepy voice, Lin Mei hung up the phone after saying a few words. When she got up, she saw Yingwan washing up. She scratched her hair and said, Shiken is coming from the Magic City now. She said she would be here around noon. Arrive. Yingwan nodded, I'll cook duck meat for lunch. No matter what Yingwan did, Lin Mei was very happy and nodded quickly, okay. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Becoming the Richest by Farming. Author, Gu Mushuang. Chapter 346. 8 o'clock is the official start time. Because it is a live broadcast after Yingwan's public identity, this time the program team pays special attention to the number of online viewers. This is the most intuitive. If a record is set, then their program team will make a fortune. It is still very early now. The camera has started working, but it has not started live broadcasting online. After she made a simple breakfast, Lin Mei took out Flora's piano as usual. Her piano skills have improved a little compared to the last time. She played very skillfully, obviously practicing privately. For this, Lin Mei also asked for praise proudly, how is it? Much better than last time. Yingwan, last time, I got 8 notes wrong, this time I got 2 wrong, which is a big improvement. Lin Mei. What kind of devil are you? Did she play it wrong? Why didn't she know it herself? At exactly 8 o'clock in the morning, the live broadcast officially started. A large number of people instantly poured into the live broadcast room that had just been announced. Compared with the beginning of the live broadcast and the last time, Yingwan's live broadcast room was at a peak from the beginning this time. The moment millions of people squeezed in at the same time, the entire website collapsed directly. Because the traffic was too large at one time, despite the preparation, the website server could not bear the traffic at this moment, and words such as "the web page you are watching is absent" appeared immediately, and the netizens who were eager to squeeze in to watch the live broadcast were instantly anxious. You can't post barrages, but you can comment. What's going on? Why can't I watch the live broadcast? Is Yingwan not participating in this episode? My parents asked me to come in and watch the gods and study hard, but why is your website so unhelpful at the critical moment? It's so crowded and anxious. I want to watch Academician Ying now. Is your website okay? If not, can you change the platform? What a broken network. Is it worthy of the Academician's live broadcast? Family Time is broadcast on the satellite TV online platform of the program. The name is Xiongli TV. The traffic is still considerable at ordinary times. After 2 live broadcasts, the server load rate has increased a little, but it is not as good as the response of large websites. The programmers are urgently repairing it and are also very anxious. Although the traffic pouring in from the backstage has created a historical horror, it is also a huge loss that people can't watch the live broadcast. The website couldn't be accessed for the first 10 minutes, and even Weibo hot searches began to rush up. Yingwan and Lin Mei didn't know that the network had problems due to excessive traffic. Lin Mei thought the live broadcast had already started, and was pretending to look at the music score. After reading for a long time without playing a few notes, she heard Su Xiao's voice in the headset. The website is now down, and your live broadcast hasn't started yet. Lin Mei. Hearing that it hasn't started yet, she took the opportunity to say to the headset, "What's going on?" Su Xiao said, "The traffic is too large, the website has collapsed." Lin Mei was a little shocked. How big is this? Didn't we withstand tens of millions the previous 2 times? That's different. The previous 2 times were mostly because Yni bought some traffic, and the actual number of viewers was not that much. In addition, the website was well prepared, so it could withstand it. This time, nearly 30 million people poured in instantly in the morning. Which live broadcast website can withstand it? Lin Mei. She thought that Yingwan's live broadcast would be terrible after he made his identity public, but she didn't expect the number to be so terrible. Becoming the Richest by Farming. Author, Gu Mushuang. Chapter 347. Converting this terrible number into money, it proves that the program team and the platform will make a lot of money through this program, and even make history. After all, it was Lin Mei's sister who got it, so the program team and Lin Mei will cooperate more closely in the future. The program team will definitely give Lin Mei certain resources in order to thank her. In any case, it is a good thing. Of course Su Xiao is happy. Lin Mei also understood this. She knew that even if she collapsed, she would be fine after a while, so she still continued to work on her own affairs. The website held an emergency meeting, and now the celebrities thought that the live broadcast had started. If this was not done well, the celebrity fans would probably be furious. Thinking about not being able to see the person you want to see when you get up early in the morning, that kind of irritable attitude is very deadly. Fortunately, the server was temporarily seconded and programmers were asked to perform online maintenance. Finally, half an hour later, users began to watch the live broadcast one after another. The hot topic #TV hashtag has instantly topped the list of hot searches on Weibo. There was a lot of scolding on Weibo. After squeezing into the live broadcast room, Lin Mei's number of people in the live broadcast room was almost unparalleled and firmly ranked first. Now, no matter he is a national favorite or a national actor, his appeal is not as strong as that of an academician. What's more, this academician is still so young and has become a benchmark and idol for all the younger generation. The barrage became restless after someone came in. CTM finally squeezed in. The front row is watching our academicians. I'm here to worship the gods, don't worry, I'm always watching the live broadcast on my knees. Wan, Zai Zai, my mother loves you. Be careful with some people in the barrage, don't call them Zize or anything like that, they are academicians, so don't act like a fandom. Why is it Lin Mei, where is my academician? Save some face for our Mei Mei fans. Oh my god, I want to see academicians, I want to know why the gap can be so big for the same people. IR just said it took a few minutes to recover, 3 million people, damn, this speed is really scary. Lin Mei's fans all know that most of them are here for Yingwan. Although they feel humbled, they are embarrassed to say anything. After all, everyone knows how much Lin Mei has taken advantage of because of her sister's fans, not to mention that she has a good relationship with her sister now. Because Lin Mei's friend Shen Shiken was coming over at noon, Yingwan stayed in the yard cooking duck meat, and Lin Mei was playing the cello next to her. When netizens saw this scene, they affectionately called Lin Mei playing a funeral march for the duck. If Lin Mei saw this, she would probably have a heart attack. When friends want to go abroad, the program team also posted a reminder on the live broadcast that Lin Mei's friend Shen Shiken will visit to prevent everyone from knowing who Shen Shiken is. The program team also inserted information about Shen Shiken midway. Many people know Shen Shiken. Shen Shiken is not really a person in the entertainment industry, but she is still involved in it. She just has the identity of an artist, and her works have been sold at high prices, so she is very famous. He was immediately recognized by many viewers. Of course they were also surprised, because they had not heard that Lin Mei knew Shen Shiken before. Shen Shiken was considered a person of status. There were also queens and princesses from European countries in the circle. Their status should not be underestimated. Do you know Lin Mei? Becoming the Richest by Farming. Author, Gu Mushuang. Chapter 348. But after all, everyone has experienced strong winds and waves, and now Yingwan is an academician. What is a painter? It's actually Shiken. Shen Shiken is quite awesome, Lin Mei actually knows her? It should be Yingwan who knew her, how could Lin Mei know Shen Shiken? I don't know if it's a joke to say that Yingwan knows someone who is at the level of Shen Shiken. To put it bluntly, Shen Shiken is at Yingwan's level, everyone they know is at Bruno's level. Besides, the main star of this show is Lin Mei, who knows, Yingwan Hui is so awesome, Lin Mei is really making a fortune. Shen Shiken and Lin Mei have known each other for a long time, they have said it before, but they have not publicized it. They are true friends in private. This link should have been prepared for a long time. Lin Mei also knows it in her heart now. She would not just invite friends over to meet Yingwan. Being able to invite Shen Shiken also shows that the other person is a true friend in her heart. There is a saying, Shen Shiken is so beautiful, she has a really white, rich, and beautiful temperament, more obvious than Ye-ni. The live broadcast also showed Shen Shiken sitting in the car looking at the scenery outside the window. Because it was a live broadcast, the program team sent people to pick it up, and the photographers also started taking pictures directly. Shen Shiken looks relatively sunny and cheerful, and at first glance she seems to be a very cheerful person. Although she is wearing a sweatshirt, she has the aura of a rich lady, and she speaks in a gentle manner. It happened that Lin Mei thought that Yingwan would ask her some questions about Shen Shiken, but she didn't say a word and Yingwan felt a little uncomfortable. Lin Mei followed the program team's request and said proactively, Wan, guess what I did? Do you know Shen Shiken? Yingwan, I won't guess. Lin Mei. Ha 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 ha. Wan is still a familiar style, ruthless. Sure enough, even after her identity is revealed, she still behaves like that. I used to think she was arrogant, but now I think Lin Mei talks too much. How could an academician be interested in these topics? Yingwan probably doesn't know Shen Shiken, she doesn't know anyone at this level. She could only bite the bullet and said, when Shiken opened her painting exhibition, I went to see her works. At that time, I didn't know she was Shen Shiken. I admired her paintings very much, and she thought my comments were interesting. Came over to talk to me. I initially thought that she was just here to see the art exhibition like me, and we got to know her like that. In fact, I didn't know much about painting. I just thought the painting looked good. Beautiful paintings are the greatest compliment to a painter. Yingwan just said calmly, maybe that's how she feels. Lin Mei smiled, maybe. While talking, a notification from the director came through the headset, saying that Shen Shiken was arriving. On the village road at the foot of the mountain, Shen Shiken's vehicle had appeared, and at the same time Lin Mei's cell phone rang. Although you can't look at your phone at any time during the show, you can contact people, and some topics need to be discussed using your phone. Lin Mei answered the phone. It was Shen Shiken calling, saying that she had arrived. Lin Mei's eyes lit up, she hung up the phone, put down her cello, stood up and said, Wan, Shiken is here, I'll pick her up. Yingwan nodded and continued to work on his own affairs. Now that people are here, she will start making lunch. Over here, Shen Shiken also arrived in the village. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Becoming the Richest by Farming. Author, Gu Mushuang. Chapter 349. The first thing you see is the scene in the countryside. Shen Shiken had never been to a place like this before. She had been to rural areas abroad before, but the architectural style was different. When she looked at the style of the mountains and fields, she unexpectedly felt something particularly peaceful. That is, why would he like to live in a place like this? It's obviously not his cup of tea. She clearly understood that people like him were suitable for the style of a bustling city. The stars are shining over the moon, and everyone is paying attention. He was born to be in that environment. Not in this dusty countryside. Her eyes wandered around the village. The village was already used to seeing city people like this from time to time. Even if she was good-looking, no villagers paid much attention to her. Being good-looking is nothing more than a star to them. The most indispensable thing here now is celebrities. The director next to him saw her looking around and smiled, "Are you looking at Lin Mei? She will be here soon." Shen Shiken knew that there were cameras following her. Although the live broadcast footage might not appear on her, just in case, she didn't say anything that could cause misunderstanding. She just nodded and smiled. Lin Mei's figure appeared after a while. When she saw Shen Shiken, she looked very happy. "Shiken, you are here." Shen Shiken was sincere about Lin Mei as her friend. She also opened her arms to win over, and the two of them gave a big hug. Come on, come on." Lin Mei smiled happily, "You are really lucky. When you come here, you can eat the food cooked by my sister. My sister's cooking is delicious." She didn't show off anything else, she just said that Yingwan's cooking was delicious. Shen Shiken looked curious, "I've wanted to eat it for a long time. I didn't know you were on the show until I returned to China, and you didn't tell me." Lin Mei smiled and said, "I started to forget." At that time, she was still worried, how could she let her friends watch her live show? Boring and boring. Thinking about it now, it was really a sin for her to think this way. When Lin Mei took Shen Shiken to Yingwan's house, she naturally had to pass by Si Lu's villa. When Shen Shiken saw this villa whose style was obviously inconsistent with the countryside, she was shocked. "Here." Lin Mei smiled sheepishly, "Other people's homes have nothing to do with us." Along with their voices, the whole view of the villa naturally appeared in the live broadcast footage. The audience who saw it were stunned. What the hell kind of magical style is this? Holy shit, Mountain Village Villa is still serious? I believe the houses in the surrounding countryside that this is a suburban manor villa area for wealthy New Yorkers. It wasn't there when I looked at it a few times ago. Could it be that it was repaired later? If Yingwan liked it earlier, he would not have returned to the countryside. It has only been a few months and it suddenly appeared. Who fixed it? Nima, it looks so expensive, it's not an ordinary villa, the decoration style is simply amazing, it's so natural, it's so healthy, I want to live there. At the same time, when Shen Shiken was about to follow Lin Mei, a slender figure appeared at the door of the villa. When Shen Shiken saw him, she seemed to be stunned for a moment. Lin Mei also saw Si Lu, and she wondered what kind of monster this man was out in broad daylight. He didn't have the same style as here. When Shen Shiken saw Si Lu, she immediately came to her senses and couldn't help but shout, "Brother Si Lu!" Becoming the Richest by Farming. Author, Gu Mushuang. Chapter 350. Knowing that he was here was one thing, but seeing him appear and looking at the villa, it didn't seem difficult to accept. Lin Mei. Brother Si Lu? They actually know each other? She called out so quickly that the headset was muted, and naturally the live broadcast room heard it clearly. But the camera didn't move over, because Si Lu's appearance had been made public, and he would be recognized if he moved over again. He didn't agree to the program team doing this. But the comments were a little confused. Who are they calling, Si Lu? This name sounds weird. There's light in her eyes. Shen Shiken looks like she's seen someone she likes. It's a man, definitely a man. Ignorant camera, why don't you move over? Damn, I don't want to see them, I only want to see Yingwan. I also like to watch her peeling carrots. Please give the home court back to Yingwan, okay. Perhaps knowing that the camera in front of them was not suitable, they moved the live broadcast screen back to Yingwan, who was cooking at this time. Why not look at how Academician Khan cooks? Lin Mei was also a little surprised. Shiken, do you know him? Shen Shiken nodded directly, and Si Lu over there certainly heard Shen Shiken calling him. His narrow eyes were slightly raised, and his eyes moved along. When he saw Shen Shiken, there was only a coldness in his eyes. Do you know me? It's not that the voice is very cold, but it is full of a faint suspicion. When Shen Shiken heard the voice of "Do you know me?" her smile froze a little. Brother Si Lu, I am Shiken. In junior high school, we were desk mates. Have you forgotten? Si Lu didn't wait for her to finish. I don't remember. I don't even know what happened more than 10 years ago. He is not Yingwan, how can he have such a good memory? Naturally, he has no impression of people who don't care. Lin Mei. It's just a Shura field on Earth. Although it feels very subtle for a moment, Si Lu is too poisonous. Chen Shiken was stunned for a moment. She didn't feel embarrassed, and she changed her words. I'm Kinkan, the support of your team. You really don't remember him? Huh. Si Lu narrowed his eyes slightly. Oh, it's you. Chen Shiken. She didn't seem to expect that Si Lu had no impression of her at all, and was stunned on the spot. And Si Lu took the opportunity to ask, what are you doing here? Lin Mei was finally able to interrupt. She said, this is my friend. Si Lu looked at her deeply, then looked at Chen Shiken, and just waved lazily, have fun. After that, he went back into his villa. Obviously, he didn't plan to continue to greet. Lin Mei saw Chen Shiken's silent face, and her heart was a little nervous. You know him? And looking at Chen Shiken's appearance, it was obvious that she was a little eager. Si Lu was chasing her sister, and Chen Shiken actually had feelings for Si Lu. What kind of god-level Shura field could she meet? Lin Mei suddenly didn't know whether it was good or bad to invite Chen Shiken to come. Unexpectedly, after a while, Chen Shiken reacted. Her expression was somewhat sad and angry. I thought he remembered me, but I didn't expect that he didn't remember me. It was him who invited me to join the team as a support. What a bastard. The world is not worth it? Lin Mei. Others in the program group. What kind of nonsense is this?